This is our white whale. This is our whatever it takes, 100%. And I think Grant would agree that we've invested, each of us invested a lot of our own cash. We have not taken a loan yet, but if we have to take a loan, we will. We'll do whatever it takes to make sure that this gets in front of hundreds of thousands and millions of people, and people have a chance to be part of this awesome community. So we've invested a lot of cash already. And we're looking to invest whatever it takes to make sure that this is a platform that changes hopefully thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people's lives for the rest of our lifetime. So we're going to do whatever it takes. There's no caps, there's no ceilings, nothing. We're going to do whatever it takes to make this successful because we believe in it that much. The life raft is gone. The paddle's gone. Every safe metric you can imagine is gone. We're all in.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for being part of the New Jersey Business Podcast community. It is you that gives the likes, comments, shares that has enabled us to grow this podcast. And this is only the beginning. We have big plans to scale this podcast in terms of the type of guests we're going to have, in terms of the topics that we're going to cover, and more importantly, the value that we're going to bring to you. So again, I just want to say thank you on behalf of the New Jersey Business Podcast team. And I want to ask you just one favor. Wherever you're listening or watching this podcast, please subscribe. Thank you.
The New Jersey Business Podcast highlights and supports local business and business owners just like you. We interview New Jersey's finest people, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You'll get tons of value from local business people as they share about their journey and secrets to success. If you like what you hear, want to support us, and make sure you are getting more of the good stuff, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast today. You are listening to the New Jersey Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around good guy, Paul Valverde. Now, on to the show.
What's shaking New Jersey? Welcome to another episode of the New Jersey Business Podcast. Today, I have with me Grant Stevens, and I also have Clifford Blankesit Jr. Both of them are co-founders of BizExchange, and you'll get to know in a little bit what that is and what benefits it brings to you. But before we do that, I want to welcome you, both of you guys, and introduce you to our community. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Look, before we jump into the platform and what do you guys do and how this came about, I'd like for our community to get to know you. So I'm going to ask this question, and Grant, you can answer it first. And it's that I believe that we are who we are because of experiences that we lived through in life, things that happened to us or that we were involved in, etc. And so I'd like to ask you, what would I need to know about you in order to understand who you are today and the way you are? And you could take me all the way back to childhood if you want.
Okay. Man, great question. Yeah, so I guess the thing that I would say is that I met my wife, Veda, when I was 16 and she was 14 years old. So really, like our relationship, our marriage, and our kids, are the reason that I do everything. So I guess if you could know something about me is that, I love my wife and I love my family. We've been together, like I said, since I was 16. I'm 25 years old now. We have two amazing daughters and then a son on the way. So, everything I do is because of them. So that would be the one thing is that, I love my family and everything I do is for them. So.
Clifford, how will you answer that question?
And that is a good one. Well, I guess to really, give the true picture, we have to go all the way back to, August 3rd, 1989, a little 9-pound, 6-ounce baby. No, I'm just playing. For me, it's very similar to Grant. That's something that we have in common is that we both love our families very much. He's got a third baby on the way here anytime. I've got 5 kids. We both have amazing wives. I know for me and Grant, my wife has been my biggest teammate, biggest supporter, best friend. Could not have been any successful at all in business without her. But personally too, she's made me a better person. So, when you've got 5 mouths to feed and you have a wife and you live a big life. I mean, you stay really motivated to get things done, to work hard, to make good life decisions, good moral decisions, ethical, good reputation, because you're in it for the long haul at that point when you've got that many people dependent on you. So, also on the selfish side, I love to win. I love to be the best at whatever I'm doing. We go play putt putt. I'm gonna beat you in the ground. And if we play ping pong, I'm gonna do my best to beat you in the ground, but not in like a rude, like I'm gonna be mean about it. I just really genuinely love to compete and win. And when I feel like I have a chance to shine or be the best version of me, I'm gonna try to be. So that's kind of the selfish answer, and the big why, which is the love of my wife and family.
Yeah, I love the fact that both of you are family man, family oriented, and I think that's a huge motivator for people to go out and crush their day and crush their goals. Um, so before we go further, Grant, so you met your who is your wife today at a young age, right?
Mhm.
So as you're growing up, and I'm assuming you started a relationship with her when you were young as well. Like, did you
Mhm.
know what you were gonna do? How was that process like? What, how do you decide how you were gonna earn a living and provide for your family?
Mhm. Yeah, man. Another great question. So, actually, whenever Veda and I first met, we started dating, like I said, when I was 16, I think she was 14. Her plan was always to be a dental hygienist. And her family's in the dental field. My plan was actually to also be in the dental field. So I was gonna, get into that business and, just kind of help her dad run his company. And then as we got closer to graduation, I realized that I wanted to do real estate. My dad had, he had gotten his license a few years back, dabbled in it. My uncle, very successful residential real estate broker in the Lake Norman area here in here in north of Charlotte. And I was just like, hey, like I love real estate. It's interesting. And I've always been an entrepreneur also. I've done so many crazy things. Like when hoverboards were big in 2016, I tried to drop ship hoverboards. Like I've always just tried to make a dollar. So as I got closer to graduation, I just knew, number one, I hate college, and it's not for me. And number two, and also I'm not that smart. So, like I wasn't good at school. So, I just realized, like, hey, I like working hard and I want to do something for myself. So, once we graduated high school, we got engaged, and then, I realized that real estate was what I wanted to do. So I've been doing it ever since then.
And now currently you are a commercial real estate broker.
Correct. Yeah.
So I, I've realized, and I've interacted with many people who are in the real estate field, and they have
Mhm.
I think a very much of an entrepreneurial spirit, because it's kind of like managing your own business, managing your own hours, your own appointments, attracting your own clients. And sometimes if they're leading teams, it's like having, being a team leader, etc. Um, Most of our audience, about 75% of our audience, are first-time business owners. So
Okay.
they can certainly relate with many of the things that you say. Oftentimes it's trial and error. Let me give
Mhm.
this a try and whatnot. But you kind of you picked the lane and you stayed in it, which was commercial real estate.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Uh, Clifford, for you, what would, like, at what point, like, do you try different things, or at what point do you realize you were gonna go in the direction that you've gone? How did that come about for you?
Yeah, so I graduated from college in 2012 with a marketing degree. And let me I'm actually in I might have a degree, but it was a C minus minus. I never went to class and I never studied, and I'm on Grant's, kind of wavelength there. It's like I'm sure if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, college is really important. But if you're not going for the experience and think you're going for the schooling part, you're probably gonna be a little disappointed. That's my opinion. Um, but anyway, and I think you can be very successful without a degree. Very. And so anyway, the I graduated December. I was actually on the college golf team, and I was an All-American for D2. And so I turned professional in golf and did that for 1 year. And that really prepared me to be in business because I had to go raise money. I had to host charity golf tournaments or fundraiser golf tournaments. And once I got the money, I had to manage their money, and they expected a return on investment at the end of the year. So I had to perform it, and I did perform a bit and was able to return a small ROI, not enough for them to reinvest the next year. But that whole experience, fresh out of college, was the best business experience I could ever have. And the pressure, diamonds, pressure really does make diamonds. It really does. And so whenever my investors said, we're not going to reinvest, but good job, thanks for at least making our money back in a little bit. I actually got a call. The girl I was dating at the time, who is not my wife, her grandmother called me and said, "Hey, tough luck. I'm worth like tens of millions of dollars. I get a check tomorrow, but I'm not. I need you to come work for me." And I was like, "All right, I'm dating your granddaughter. I'll do whatever you say." So she said, "I need you to be a property manager of these buildings, about 100,000 square feet in North Carolina. Can you do it?" And I said, "I'll do anything. I got to pay the bills. I got an apartment. I got car payment. I'm trying to make your granddaughter happy, which is a lot. And so yeah, I'll do what you say." And it turns out I was the property manager. I was also the janitor. I was the handyman. I was the roof contractor. I was the HVAC tech. I was the guy, I was kicking homeless people out at midnight. I was calling the cops because people, tenants were partying. And then I became the leasing agent. So I was working like 18 hours a day, 6 days a week for like nothing. And one of our tenants was a commercial real estate broker. And he stopped me one day in the hallway when I was sweating my tail off, mopping this mess. And he goes, "Hey, man, I'm just going to tell you right now, if you went to your real estate license and was a commercial broker, you'd make so much money, man. I've never seen one work this hard." And it was months and months. And I said, "All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to break up with the granddaughter, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get fired." And if I went and got my license, I broke up with the granddaughter, she fired me. Boom. And at that point, I was a 100% commission only commercial real estate broker in 2014. And let me tell you, it was tough the first 2 years. The first 20 months was tough, but after I got those first couple of big deals under my belt, it just took off from there. But
so what things have you learned, what skills, or what things have helped you be successful that you think could be good advice for other business owners or entrepreneurs?
Got it. Thank you for saying that again. So I think the biggest thing I've realized, especially in commercial real estate brokerage or investment or anything dealing with real estate, is your network. Your network is your net worth. That is, especially in this field, that is probably the most underrated statement you can have, because if a lot of people know you and what you do, it's inevitable that every year someone's going to need your services. It's inevitable. If you're a residential real estate agent, commercial real estate agent, doesn't matter. Investor, lender, doesn't matter. In real estate, if people know you and know what you do, and that you are someone that keeps their word and gets the deals done, you get referrals, weekly, sometimes daily. So I'd say network connections are the biggest thing in this industry, and then find a good mentor. Obviously we all don't know it all. Grant and I don't know it all. We learn from deals every week, every month still, but especially in the beginning, try to get a mentor And, don't just take, give to that mentor as well. Hey, mentor, I'd like to bring you in on a deal and I'll split the commission with you for your mentorship. Or, hey, what's something I can do for you? I know that I don't really know commercial real estate, but I do this. So maybe we can trade services. But, I'm a big believer, when I first started in being a giver's gain, I use that all the time. And also, in my, but giver's gain, I think, is a really good statement, especially so mentorship and then network is my advice. But I'll let Grant too.
Yeah, 100% agree with both of those. I was gonna say both of those also, and then add one more. Yeah, your network. We get referrals. I mean, like Clifford said, I mean, almost daily from residential brokers that are, hey, I sell homes. I don't do commercial real estate. Help me navigate this client, or attorneys or lenders. So your network is massive. Then finding a mentor. I actually didn't start my real estate career with Clifford and Blank Real Estate. I sold residential a little bit. Then I got into doing land acquisitions for Dollar General, which for those of you up in New Jersey who haven't seen Dollar General, they are everywhere down here. Like there's probably one every 2 miles in North Carolina. So anyway, so I learned very quickly that I love commercial real estate. By the time I had figured that out, I was lucky enough to meet Clifford, and been with him ever since then. So just finding a mentor that somebody you can relate with, somebody you can learn from, is huge. So the only other thing I would add is just do whatever it takes. I won't, like, Clifford's done some awesome things as well, and I'll let him talk about that. But I've refinanced cars. I've worked overnight at Amazon warehouses. I've sold things that I had just to pay the bills. So like you said earlier, stay in your lane, stick to it, and do whatever it takes to stay in that. I knew I needed money, but I knew I was not going to go get a job, because a day job at least, because it was going to take away from what I was doing. Like I would do real estate all day long. Then I would go to Amazon. I want to say I got there around 4:30 p.m., maybe 5, and then I would work until 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. So just do whatever it takes. So network, find a mentor, and do whatever it takes. Those are my big 3 takeaways.
Those are huge. And family, you're listening, take them in. All the 3 of them. I mean, network, 100%. I don't think I've had conversations with people who, oh man, I hate people. I hate dealing with people, and they're in business, and that makes no sense to me. Like, you can't be in business and not like people, and not like interacting with people, or not value connections and network. Doing whatever it takes. Actually, before that, you said finding a mentor. Again, it's like having the humility to say, I don't know. I need to learn. Being teachable is such a valuable asset. Just to be teachable, it helps you grow a lot faster. There are mistakes you can avoid, and persevering, right? Doing whatever it takes. I think it's a huge one. I talk to so many business owners who are oftentimes like, "Yo, I'm just gonna quit. I'm just gonna get a job, man." Sometimes, like, I don't have health insurance. Like, I have been 3 years. That's what they say. I've been 3 years without health insurance, and try and make this business get off the ground, and I don't see it yet. I think I'm just gonna quit. Funny thing is, the person that I'm talking about specifically, they apply for jobs, they weren't hired, and they were bummed out because they weren't hired. So they had no option but to continue doing what they were already doing, right? 9 months later, their business took a turn, and their profits quadruple. You know what I mean? But that would not have happened unless they would stay consistent, right? Sometimes it takes time. Like, with the things that we see in social media, somebody that overnight becomes viral, overnight is making $100,000, millions of dollars. Like, it kind of sells this fake idea that If that's not you, then you suck, right?
Mhm.
So I appreciate both of you sharing that the side of of success, but also the side of the struggle, right? So
Mhm.
now that we know you a little bit better, right? We know about you, we know what drives you, what motivates you. You're both family men, you have values, and you live by those values. You have a vision, and your persistence, you do whatever it takes. You're willing to seek mentorship, and you have, I'm sure, and you value network. And then uh uh, how is the idea born of creating BizExchange? Like, how did it come about? Like, take me to that place. Take me to that scene. I want to know how how did it just like appear?
Grant, take it.
Sure. Yeah. So like you said, Clifford and I, he's been, a mentor and one of my best friends in the world for years now. And like you said, we're commission only. Even if you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, being commission only can still weigh on you. Like you're always waiting on that next commission. And one of the things we say is as soon as you close the deal, you're bleeding cash. So there's never something else coming in after that. So Clifford and I were always talking to like, hey, like we are missing something. Like there is something we can do. There's a community we can create. So just to back up a little bit, but before I met Clifford, you know, my idea of wealth was, hey, if you make $100,000 a year, like you are killing it. That's not to downplay that. Like if you make $100,000 a year, like that is a lot of money. I mean that is a great living, and you can live an excellent life on that. The reason I say that is I didn't know that a life outside of that existed until I met Clifford. And right before I joined Blank Real Estate, like you said, I tried my best to quit. Really, hey, I tried, and I actually got a job, and I was going to work in a call center at Allstate, and I was going to make $40,000 a year. Um, and at the time, I was like, well, hey, like that, that's great, And Clifford is like, dude, like you cannot do that. Like I know you, I've only known you for like a day, but like I know you, and like I will not let you do that. Um, so he put some things in place for me to be able to continue to work in real estate, and essentially taught me everything I know. So that all that being said, that's where the idea of BizExchange came from, because I never knew that people like Clifford existed, people who were multiple seven-figure earners, or I knew they existed, but I didn't know I could have
Yeah,
access to somebody like that.
you thought it was like far out there, like something not reachable or feasible or possible for you.
Exactly. I just thought like, hey, like there's no way I'll ever meet anybody like that. There's no way I could ever be that. And then I met Clifford, and my whole mindset changed. So that's where I kept that was always in the back of my mind. And then fast forward years later, I basically Clifford and I were leaving. I think it was a poker event, like a charity poker event. And I was like, hey man, like we are missing this. Like I thought of this idea of success as so unreachable, and like mentorship so unreachable. Like we need to connect, you and myself, like we need to connect you, with the world. So that's where the idea of BizExchange came from, was, hey, we want to create a community of like-minded individuals that can meet their own mentor, whether it's, Clifford, or, I'm not quite Clifford yet, but I can help a little bit maybe. But, just connect people with mentors, give them a platform to teach and learn and understand and connect with one another. So that's where the base idea came from, was, hey, there are a lot of people out there like me that think that finding a mentor is unattainable, or connecting with people of high net worth is unattainable. So we created a community to to give people access to that.
So you're coming out of the charity poker game, and that's kind of like where
Yep.
you bring this up, right? What was Clifford's reaction, or Clifford? What was your reaction? What was going through your mind when Grant was saying this to you?
I thought my initial reaction was, I love this. This is great. Everyone needs mentorship and referrals, and everyone needs education and a singular place to come, and hopefully all come together and be better. But then I immediately, as Grant knows I do, I am like a dog with a tennis ball all over the place. Like, man, as commercial brokers and even investors, it's so localized typically, and you're only helping maybe 20 people a year, maybe if you're really killing it, maybe 10, achieve one of their business goals or things like that. And we thought, man, we could help thousands of people, maybe tens of thousands, maybe millions of people one day achieve goals and make connections and learn from others in one place. And imagine the impact that we could have on planet Earth if we do this successfully and really bring people together in this way. So it was just scale. It was just, we're always about helping people. We're always about giving, and we're always about trying to help, raise all ships with the tide. We've always been this way. Grant and I think the same way. My brain went straight to the scale of which we could help others. And that's when this really blew up. This was, Grant, in November of last year. And all right, we're going to launch this January 1st.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And we literally, got a web developer, and we were on our way. And then one of our other best friends, he's a real estate attorney and business attorney, commercial real estate attorney, business attorney. And he goes, hold up, guys. You don't have any protection in place, no privacy policies, no terms and conditions, because y'all want to do all these giveaways. You're going to get sued. And we were like, okay, we didn't think about that too much, because we're just kind of doers, we just do, and so we actually ended up launching 3 months after January 1st, because it took a while to get all the terms and conditions and privacy policies right, and then eventually the website right. And so my thought was, how quick can we get this in front of the world, because we can help so many people. And so anyway, all of it was so positive, none of it negative. And then, just like a dog with a bone, we went after it immediately. And that's one quick little secret, concept to, idea to action is the biggest secret I know in business. A lot of us love sitting around a fire or, an adult beverage and talking about ideas, and I do too. But when you truly believe in something, going from concept to reality, the quickest is really what produces the magic, in my opinion, as a business owner.
Can you repeat that again? You said concept, idea, and
action.
So it goes from concept to action, from concept to idea to action.
Ideas are deeper. They're thicker. They've got more content, right? And it's like, okay, I got 100 concepts. I got one big idea. And then the idea, once you take that one big one into action, the quicker you do all that, it's just magic. That's when magic happens.
I like that. So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. The idea, the concept comes up, and it becomes an idea when you guys both kind of are all in, committed, or have bought into it, and you take action right away. And I guess one of the first things you did was look for a web developer. Before you did that, I'm assuming that you had conversations where you're like, what would that look like? Like, how would that be? So talk to me a little about those conversations when you were discussing what that platform would look like. So from the original conversation, right, coming out of the poker game, what the purpose of it was, right? Like what the desired outcome was. But now you have to talk about, okay, this is the outcome that we're looking for. Like, how are we going to do this? Walk me through that process.
I'll start if you want, Grant.
Sure.
So once we identified that this had to be a, platform on the internet, that a central place everyone could come, first it was the web developer, and luckily Grant, knew one right away. The next part, so it's like, okay, we need someone to help us with this vision. And then Grant started really going. He was like, we need a Discord, we need speakers, we need referral tabs. We need tabs that say real estate, investment, referrals, content, mind and body, etc. We need it to be categorized because the on LinkedIn and all these other platforms, it's just one big, news feed, and it's just too jumbled up. So Grant really, I'm probably speaking for Grant here, but Grant really got going on the layout of the platform. And that was just incredible to watch his brain move like that and think. And then I said, all right, perfect. That sounds great to me, and then let's have special speaker. And then we said, all right, another incentive, let's have giveaways. And this is going to be interesting pretty quick because we love Mr. Beast, and so I'm going to talk a little bit on this, and I'll let Grant, talk about what he wants to, but we love Mr. Beast. We think it's so cool. He's from North Carolina and, nowhere basically. And next thing you know, he's the biggest thing on the internet. Right. And most people agree it's probably because he gives away cool stuff, but I'm sure there's more to it. And we said, hey, why don't we give people in business cool stuff, right? But also help them with their business. Like, I really don't know of a whole lot of educational element to Mr. Beast or mentorship and all that. I said, so that's what he's missing, in my opinion. And maybe he doesn't have the tools actually to do that. I don't know, or whatever. But, I know Grant and I do. So let's give people, the big idea at first was let's do $1,000 a month. Let's give away $1,000 a month. And we were all so excited. And then next thing you know, no, let's give away 10 grand. And then it's like, no, let's give away a Rolex. No, let's give away cars. Let's give away a private jet share membership. And oh boy, we went off. And so anyway, we said, all right, if we're going to do all that, we got to start small. We got to start. So now we landed on our first big giveaway is like our launch was 10 grand cash. And so we're actually meeting the winner. He's out of DC next week in person with a briefcase full of cash. And it's going to be so cool. And now we said, all right, let's figure it out. So now we're doing weekly $1,000 giveaways to just a random subscriber on the platform. Okay. Every Friday, people are engaged. They're looking forward to it, etc. Gets them back on the platform. So they're posting, they're interacting, they're liking, connecting. So anyway, the giveaways have in the beginning here been, a big topic, for us because it's different. There's a lot of platforms that you can go on LinkedIn and find jobs, or you can see people in industries. But the giveaways, we feel like, one, we're giving in some way, which is what we always want. We always want to give. But secondly, it creates that engagement that in business we all need. And one more rant. I know people who can sit on TikTok for hours and watch mostly meaningless stuff. And I've been a victim too, plenty of times. But how much time do you think people spend on LinkedIn or even BizExchange? In my opinion, not enough. Something that truly could help your life. So, we want to make it very appealing for people to spend time on BizExchange to help their life, but also maybe win something and create that engagement. But I know if we all had even a fraction of the engagement in BizExchange as we do on TikTok typically, I think it would really change and help a lot of people.
Grant, can you tell me your experience in like all these ideas come into your mind? Like, where were they coming from? Why do you feel that those things were necessary within the platform? Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, of course. I'm a night owl, so I'm generally up until 2, 3 in the morning. Because I mean, honestly, that's when I my mind is the most clear. I do a lot of work then. Plus, like it's kind of like working on a Saturday or working really early in the morning. Like for me, I just get like that extra kick. It's like, hey, like nobody else is doing this right now. So, it makes me feel good. Like, hey, like I'm doing that one extra, I'm taking that one extra step that nobody else is taking, and it just makes me feel good. It motivates me. So anyways, I stay up at night a lot thinking, like what else can I be doing? I love commercial real estate, and I love being a commercial real estate broker. Like, like there's something else that I'm meant to be doing. Like there's something missing. And so I just started thinking, like, well, what's missing? Like what is the business world missing right now? And like we said, we're a part of EXP Commercial, which is an amazing company. So happy to be partnered with them. But some of our associates, they kept coming to us, hey guys, how can we connect better? How can we stay in touch better? So like, hey, like we have a connection problem. So basically I took that idea, and then, I was like, well, like who are some of the most famous people on earth right now? And it was, like, Andrew Tate, like his name is everywhere, and, some of these other people, I'm like, well, what has Andrew Tate done? Well, aside from being, obviously controversial, he's created, Hustlers University. He created a group of, like 100,000 people, that are all like-minded, and they're, individually. So I was like, well, how has he done that? How can we take what he's done and what other people have done and, kind of put it all together? So then that's kind of where the idea came, was like, hey, like we need a way to connect. So then it was like, well, is it a Discord? Like, do we just create a Discord and charge people for it? Do we create a Facebook group and charge people for it? Those were some of the early ideas. And then it became, well, hey, like, why don't we create our own? Like we can have bits and pieces from everything in our own platform that, we build ourselves. So that's where the idea came from. Like we're a mixture of LinkedIn, we're a mixture of Discord, we're a mixture of Clubhouse. Like we're a mixture of all the great business connection platforms out there right now, all in one. So like you said, we have our categorized post feeds, so you can go directly to what you want to see. We have Zoom embedded in our platform, so if you want to host a Zoom meeting, if you want to, we do cold calling sessions. So like if you're in sales, if you're a business owner, cold calling, prospecting is so important. So we do these prospecting sessions where, we get on there like we are, face to face. We get on there face to face, and, we talk, we communicate, we motivate each other. And we have a Discord, so we have a Discord that is, where everybody's site can talk on it, in each individual channel, that they choose to go to. We have one-on-one messaging, if you want to send a more private message to people. And like you said, we're working on so many things. There's so much education on there, so many great mentors. By the way, we also have a content tab. So we're working on, incorporating TikTok a little bit, so we are working on creating our own algorithm, for content. So, you can be on BizExchange, just like you can TikTok, just like you can Instagram Reels, and in our content tab, but it's going to be podcasts. It's going to be, us talking, your podcast, other podcasts, people dropping like little clips and knowledge. So really, it's just going to be a hub where people can, communicate and learn, and, like you said, just be productive.
I have a screenshot of the platform in front of me, and the tabs that I see are home, investing, real estate, content, referrals, mind and body, meet, and admin.
Exactly.
So can you please like tell us a little about each of those? Like, for example, the home tab. What can they find in the home tab?
Exactly. Yep. So the home tab is just going to be your generic posting. So that's where, we post updates. We post our scheduling for our meetings and cold calling sessions, things like that. So that's just kind of a more general post, that doesn't necessarily need to go to somewhere specific. And then next to that, you
Announcements, sort
have,
of.
say that again, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sort of like announcements and things like that.
Exactly. Announcements, just general posts that don't necessarily categorize in, one of the other feeds.
Yeah. Investing. What can people find in the investing tab? What type of investing?
Yep. So the investing tab is, any kind of investing. So, foreign exchange, crypto, stocks, bonds, anything like that. So anything that it has to do with investing, is going to go there, market trends. So we kind of see that as kind of like a Reddit, kind of like a Reddit forum that you'd see for, stocks and trading and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay, so real estate is everything has to do with real estate. You kind of cover content already. Referrals. So, like for example, see if investing is my topic or I'm interested in learning more, knowing more, communicating more, I will probably spend more time in that tab, right?
Exactly.
And same thing with real estate. Same thing with content is a little bit broader, and then referrals. Like what have you envisioned for the referral tab?
Yeah. So, part of our mission statement is to give and receive referrals. So, the idea is that if you join BizExchange, your income and, your income and your sphere of influence and all of these things will increase because of the value that we bring. So part of increasing your income is, connecting to other people. So in the referrals tab, I'm gonna use this example just because we're brokers. Hey guys, I'm a commercial real estate broker. I don't sell homes. I have a client looking to buy a $1 million home on Lake Norman. Is there a member that can help them? Or, hey guys, I'm a CPA. I specialize in small businesses. Please contact me. Or, hey guys, I have a lease that I'm reviewing, or, I have a business dispute I'm handling. Is there an attorney in here that can handle that? So the referrals tab is just a place where business owners can just, it's kind of create like a marketplace, where, if you're a member of BizExchange, we help each other, So if you're a CPA, if you're an attorney, like go in there and try to get all of your services that you need in that area, so that way like I said, we can create a marketplace and we can, give and receive and help each other.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so you guys envisioned this, you went to a developer, you start developing, then you get in touch with the friend of yours who is an attorney and says, hey, you need to get this straight away, get all the legal stuff right before you
Exactly. Yeah.
launch. What was the launching this platform? Like what was that like? How do you envision it? How do you plan for it? How did it go?
Great question. So like Clifford said, we're doers. We're big fans of Grant Cardone. And one of the big things he says now is, take action now, figure out how to clean it up later. You may make some mistakes along the way, but the most important thing is just doing it. So, one of our other big influences, Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn. He uses the term blitzscaling and, jumping off a cliff and building an airplane on the way down. And that's kind of the strategy we've taken is, we went from idea to, fully custom coded, platform, in a matter of, I mean, months, like very short months. And, we just went after it. So, we attacked our personal networks. We tried to tell the world about who we are. We've attacked social media. So we're posting on, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We're posting everywhere, trying to share, as much as possible. So yeah, that's been it. What we've kind of changed our, our view and our layout a few times, but we got a platform out there. We attacked. We got users. We received feedback. We changed the platform based on the feedback that we got. So that's kind of it. We just went after it. We've adapted, and we're still adapting. like we're working on an app, so physical app. We're working on, like I said, an algorithm for content. So, we're working on so many things. We're just, like you said, we jumped off the cliff and we're just trying to figure out how to build this thing.
Yeah, and you know what? My next question was actually going to be, I noticed a desktop version, if there was going to be some sort of mobile version. So you guys are working on an app, so there will be some sort of mobile version to this.
Exactly. Yep. So you can get on Safari. So you can get on your mobile phone on your internet
Okay.
browser. But we are working on a formal application.
Cool.
So that we are working on that. So
What can a realtor or business person, entrepreneur expect when they join BizExchange?
yeah. So what somebody can expect is a ton of support, and just to learn a lot. So one of the big things, one of the bigger reasons we created BizExchange, like we said, is to connect people. But also, these are very uncertain times for business, in the economy. So we use the slogan, "Wolves eating the winter." So when times get tough, if you are more likely to quit and give up and get discouraged if you were out on an island by yourself, if you're not talking to anybody, you know so that's why we created this, is like, we want to keep people connected.
Mhm.
We want to teach people. So what they can expect is a lot of support, a lot of motivation, and to learn a lot, which therefore will increase their income and increase their mindset and their motivation and their all of these things. So
Now, I noticed, like going through the process of signing up, etc. There is there's different packages or levels of membership. Can you talk to me about that?
yeah, so right now we have BizExchange Premium. So that is for an individual. So BizExchange Premium is $99 per month. However, we're running a promo right now where it is $10 for your first month. So you can try it out for $10 for your first month, and there's no obligation, so you can cancel anytime. And then the second package we have are for medium to larger businesses. So the group pricing. We don't have a set price on that, just because it's based on your size and things like that. But if you have a group, if you have a business, if you have a sales team, or your subscribers, for example, we can put together a package for your listeners. Like, hey, we can make a special code and give discounts based on that, etc. So if we can increase the volume, like I said, we can work on these things. We can create a group pricing, and we can really bring value to you guys. So.
How has the like the membership, or what does the membership look like now? How many subscribers? Um, how did it begin? How is it moving? At what rate?
Cool.
I'll take that one. It's so we launched 60 days ago, so 2 months ago.
Okay.
And of course, at first, it's a platform that's no one's ever heard of. There's not trust there. There's no history. I mean, there's nothing. So it took us several weeks to just explain the opportunity in the platform. So the first month, very few people signed up. Very, for Grant and I, very discouraging, because put our heart and soul in this, and we love it so much, and everyone should love it. But it's just not true. In the beginning, you have to prove the value and the concept, and prove the value of what you're delivering and what you promise and all that. And we haven't delivered anything because it just started. So happy to say that in the second month, all those conversations and those posts, and all those, just telling people about the opportunity one-on-one, and that's where it started, with friends and family, and other people in business we know, that we're happy to say that today, I haven't checked in the last little bit, but we have 110 subscribers on the platform. And some people would say, yeah, that's not a lot of people. That would hardly make a difference. But let me just tell you, it's 110 quality people. There's no bots. There's no fake accounts. There's zero trolls. That's the thing about the paywall that we have in place, is that if you're on there, you're taking this very seriously, and you want better, you want to connect, you want to add value, and you want to gain value. And that is one huge thing we must stress, is that we're not sitting here like LinkedIn, and for better or for worse, their motto was raise a bunch of money, spend as fast as possible, and get a lot of people on the platform, no matter if they're real or not, real human beings or not, so that we can start making money with sponsorships and ads. That is certainly a way that people go. But a problem with that is the bots, the fake accounts, the trolls. People constantly, disliking on YouTube just because they can, making comments on your videos that, hey, you're terrible, you should quit, just because they can and they don't even know you. So we're proud to say that with the paywall in place, there's no fake accounts, there's no trolls, and more importantly, there's only constructive criticism. There's not hurtful negativity, which we don't condone in this culture. And so 110 quality subscribers and members that are interacting daily already. And so we're proud of that number in the first 60 days.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's those who pay attention, right? And if you're paying to be a part of this, it's because you're gonna take it seriously. It's not just like oftentimes people who create an account for something and then just never visit it, never interact, never do anything with it, right? So it makes a lot of sense that you would take that approach. It's a little bit I would think, and I'm sure you guys consider this, like how do people get the chance to experience the benefit of it? So like, in other words, if I come and I want to check out what you have, I have to pay without even knowing what I'm getting 100%, besides what you shared with me in the beginning. Hence the promo that you guys have, that for $10 you can join. In other words, this will give someone the opportunity, like, let me go. It's a lower I guess lower entry cost. Let me go, let me check this out. And if there's enough value for me, then I'll happily pay the $99 a month. How much how long does that promo code last for?
30 days.
And what is it again?
The promo code is BIZ10, 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 and it's $10 for 30 days. Okay. And to put in context, I try to put everything in relationship. So my wife and I, we have this thing, we're trying to walk daily together, and we love it. And last night I said, let's walk to dinner. And it's 3.5 miles one way. So we walked to dinner and went to Gators Dockside. And we're looking at the menu, and I said, I've never had their buffalo chicken dip. I really want to try it. And it was $11.99. And we said, yes, we got it. We tried it. It was pretty good. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I just paid $12 plus tax to just see if this buffalo dip tastes good at dinner. I hope that people can see that for $10 for 30 days, that you can maybe get into a platform and see behind the veil and see if they think it adds value or not. And so we hope that price point is appealing to people, and it still keeps out the fake accounts and the trolls and the negativity. And also, legally, to be eligible for these giveaways, you have to pay us something per our terms and conditions and private policies. So we hope. So anyway, the $10, you're right. There's a little mystery in it, but also we think that exclusivity and knowing that you are not going to be in there with about 800 million, fake troll accounts, that hopefully we're hoping people give it a chance because of those reasons.
Yeah. You know what? And for the people who are listening to this, this is probably the best time to join, because as the platform grows, as the community grows, you will be there longer. You will know more. You will kind of make more connections, because as people are joining, you have the opportunity to connect with the people that are joining. Like, if there are 100,000 subscribers, it's probably hard to go in and meet the 100,000 or whatnot. But if you're there now, you said it was 110 110, 120?
110.
110. I could see how I could at least interact with the 110 who are already on. And as new people join, you can have the opportunity to interact with more people. So your network could be growing every time more and more. So this is a great time to connect, guys. Biz10 is the code. How long is this promo code will be active for?
It's going to be active for a long time.
Okay.
We want people to have a chance to, you know, pay that price that's less than an appetizer at Gators to check it out. You know, we understand, you know, there might be some mystery, no matter how many YouTube videos or podcasts or how many posts we have or how many testimonials. We do understand that there's still that mystery. Hey, what am I paying for? And so we want it to be a price that, you know, like I said, keep out those bots and everything, and also get you eligible for the giveaways. So no, we're going to do this a long time. I mean, I would never say forever, but we're going to do this a very long time because we want people to touch it and get into it and feel it. And I think once they do, if they are on it even once every week, even, you're going to see the value. You really are. So yeah, it's going to be a long time. Thank you for asking that.
Sure. What are you guys doing in terms of your marketing? I know, so for example, you have the giveaways, which is kind of like an incentive. You have you're posting things based on what I've seen organically in social media and different platforms. Are you guys doing any paid advertising as of now? Have you considered that? What are your thoughts on that?
I can run with this a little bit, Grant, if you want to jump in a little bit. Absolutely, you know, promoting organically is, you know, early in a business, that is number one. You've got to build your fan base. You got to build your warriors. Like, hey, I love this, you know, and that's going to be very close personal relationships of that fan base saying, yes, do this, don't do that, feedback, etc. So we actually went both routes day one. We went, of course, organic fan base. Let's try to find 100 people that love it, you know, and we quote a lot of people because we listen to a lot of, you know, mentors and motivational things. But that's what Airbnb did. You know, they said, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to find our first 100 best fans, our first 100 people who can't live without Airbnb. You know, so we went that route right away. But also, we were convinced that, all right, you know, this is a pretty good idea. We should do some ad spends. We got a little money to spend. Let's spend it and see what, you know, strangers think. And I'll be honest with you, you know, we found out in the first 2-3 months, because we've been pushing it for 3 months, that it is much better to organically grow a business the first few months, especially a platform business, and build that trust before going to the masses with ad spend. And I'm not saying don't do ad spend, because, and it also is very relational based on the business. But if you're a realtor in New Jersey, or if you're in commercial real estate brokerage in New Jersey, you just got your license and, you know, et cetera, in New Jersey, a lot of relationship type businesses like this platform, I highly recommend that you start organic. Build up your fan base, build up your warriors, the ones that just love you or what you do or your product so much, and then worry about ad spend. That we have learned that lesson, you know, the hard way. So we're here to tell you that we do believe that's the case.
I appreciate that, and it makes total sense. I think, you know, you could have both going on at the same time, and there's benefits to both, but certainly building that fan base is key. You know, even if there are few in the beginning, if they're a diehard, they're gonna attract more people like that, right? And that kind of is what makes the community more interested. The more distinctive the community, which I would just say, and I don't know if you guys, I haven't seen all of the messaging. I've seen a lot of the content that you've created so far. You kind of give a lot of the benefit and the qualifier, and I would encourage you to give a lot of the disqualifiers as well. You know, kind of so that the people that shouldn't be part of the community get turned off right away. And I think having a polarizing message in that sense helps attract that group of people that are actually interested in what you have to say, what you have to offer. In this case, this platform that everyone could benefit for. If they have a mindset that is like the one of your mission statement, or kind of like, I don't know if this is your mission statement, I'm misquoting you, but I like what I read here. It says BizExchange is a platform for like-minded, highly motivated individuals who desire to motivate and inspire each other, give and receive referrals, grow personal brands, and achieve financial freedom. Guys, what do you see in the near future for BizExchange?
So I'll take this a little bit too, Grant, jump in. But near future, continuing to grow the culture that we are delivering, a platform of caring and helping. So culture, culture, culture. That we are really important on that, making sure everyone feels important and that we are delivering what we said we would. That's number one. Number two, continuing to grow the community with quality over quantity. That is really important to us, to make sure that if people are in there, that they really care and they want to, be there, and that they're seeing value. The other thing is, which I think, our attorney probably wouldn't be so fond if we shared it right now, but by the time this is live or on, posted, it'll probably be okay. We're going to do our first giveaway that is more than just cash. That is something that we feel is very important to some people, not everybody, in business, which is presentation. And Grant's going to speak a little bit more to this because, he can speak to it actually better than I can. But we're going to give away something to one BizExchange member if we hit a certain amount of members by a certain date. So we're about to have a big push for like-minded people to join. But we feel that in some circumstances, especially if you're, a business owner in New Jersey or in sales or in relationship type businesses, that appearance is important. So, Grant, do you want to talk about what we plan on hopefully giving away here next month?
Yeah, no, we're so excited. So, what we're going to be giving away is a Rolex watch. So this is going to be, either male or female. Whoever wins, we'll pick one out. But like you said, or like Clifford said, we material things are like, they're not as important, but sometimes, like you said, presentation is important. Somebody may look at your watch or look at, a thing, and, it may open doors for you, that you couldn't, open before. Clifford is sitting in his truck. I'll let him speak on that more later, but, like that truck is, it's awesome. It's out there. It's lavish. And, people will come up and talk to him, that may not have talked previously, so sometimes these things are important. But yeah, so in the next 30 days, if we hit a certain metric, which we're going to be releasing soon, then we're going to be able to giving away a watch. And we also want to do more than that. If we hit X, we give away a Rolex watch. If we hit another standard, we give away, like a supercar, or, we give away an investment property or something, like Clifford said, that's one of the things we're looking to do. Like we just want to help people. We're going to do fundraising. So, you guys listening that have businesses in New Jersey, in the very near future, we're going to do fundraising events for businesses. So it's going to be a Shark Tank like, fundraising event where, you come pitch your business idea, hey, I'm willing to, give up 15% of my company for, $25,000 or whatever. And, I'm going to use the money for XYZ. Or, hey, I'm trying to buy, this single family home or this shopping center, and here are the metrics, here are the numbers. And, this is what the cash that I'm looking to, or the equity I'm looking to raise. We want to do things like that. We want to, We want to pay off student loans. We want to pay off mortgages. We want to pay off debt for people. So, as we grow, the platform and the subscriber base and, the excitement, our giveaways are going to be, more and more lavish and more generous. Fact about LinkedIn, LinkedIn's gross revenue, I want to say, was like $15 billion last year. I can't imagine, the thousands and hundreds of thousands of people we could help, if we grow our subscriber base to 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, 100 million. We could change entire communities, from the funds and, the resources we would have access to.
I love the passion that you're putting into this, and I'm also intrigued to know. You guys have, I'm assuming, laying down the cash basically in order to pay the person who's coding, pay the attorney, in addition to the time that you're spending, the giveaways you guys do you have numbers in mind in terms of okay, we're gonna put X amount of money, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, or is it open-ended, we'll just continue to do it until we make it? We'll continue to improve it, tweak it, change it, we'll continue to pour money into it until we make it? What is the mindset that, or your approach to that?
I'll take this, and Grant, you can talk as well, but no, this is our white whale. This is our whatever it takes, 100%. And I think Grant would agree that we've each of us invested a lot of our own cash. We have not taken a loan yet, but if we have to take a loan, we will. We'll do whatever it takes to make sure that this gets in front of hundreds of thousands and millions of people, and people have a chance to be part of this awesome community. So we've invested a lot of cash already. And we're looking to invest whatever it takes to make sure that this is a platform that changes, hopefully, thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people's lives for the rest of our lifetime. So we're going to do whatever it takes. There's no caps, there's no ceilings, nothing. We're going to do whatever it takes to make this successful because we believe in it that much. The life raft is gone. The paddle's gone. Every safe metric you can imagine is gone. We're all in.
All in and committed. There's no plan B. Or some say plan B is to just reinforce plan A. I love that. Guys, it's really been a pleasure to get to know you both. Thank you for sharing about your lives, about what you do, how this vision came about. Thank you for making BizExchange available to us. If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, anyone in the real estate industry, or someone who's considering to grow in this area, I urge you to check out BizExchange. You have a promo code of Biz10, that's BIZ10, where you can join the platform and receive value, see the benefit, and we're sure that you love it and you want to stick around and stay. And the return on investment, which will be much higher than you imagine. Guys, both of you, thank you so much. Before we say goodbye, is there anything that you would like to add? Any closing remark before we end our episode together?
I do have something. You really are fantastic at this podcast. No one asks the questions you do as deep as you do, lets us go into much detail. Most podcasts are just kind of skim and go. I got to say, man, it's been fantastic. Thank you for really wanting to get to know us and giving us enough time to go in depth about certain things that we're passionate about. So I just want to say you're great at this, and you're a great person, and thank you.
Thank you, guys. God bless y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you or someone you know would like to be a guest on the show, go to NewJerseyBusinessPodcast.com. That's NewJerseyBusinessPodcast.com. We can't wait to hear from you and your business. You can also visit our website to learn about sponsorship opportunities and how to qualify for a complimentary gift. Thanks again for listening to the New Jersey Business Podcast.